dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. But it's also the pathway to some of the coolest characters in Star Wars history, the Sith Lords. These denizens of the dark side make for some incredible moments throughout the saga. From red lightsabers to Force lightning, here is the Sci-Fi Wire ranking of the Sith Lords of Star Wars canon. Darth Plagueis. It's hard to be very high in the rankings when your claim to fame is basically a children's story. There's simply not much to tell about the master of Darth Sidious, aka Sheev Palpatine, outside of that monologue from Revenge of the Sith.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
He was allegedly a master of midichlorians, able to manipulate or extend life itself using the Force. He couldn't save himself though, as Sidious, in accordance with Sith tradition, killed his master. Plagueis was also mentioned a few times in the canon novel Tarkin, if you want some more bedtime stories. Darth Tyrannus. Probably the best pure lightsaber fighter on this list, since Darth Vader lost a step or two when Anakin lost his limbs, Darth Tyrannus is better known simply as Count Dooku. A former Jedi Master trained by Yoda himself, Dooku replaced Maul as the apprentice to Palpatine and played a key role in the Clone Wars as Palpatine's visible head of the Separatists. Dooku also helped create the clone army of the Republic and trained two popular dark side users, Asajj Ventress and Savage Opress. Hopefully Dooku doesn't lose his head over his low ranking here. Darth Bane. 1,000 years before the events of the Star Wars movies, a great war between the Jedi and the Sith left only one Sith standing, Darth Bane. Thinking the sharing of the dark side of the Force across hundreds of Sith warriors part of the problem, this ancient Sith Lord created the Rule of Two. Darth Bane was created by George Lucas, though most fans know him from the Legends trilogy featuring the Sith Lord's origin. While that's no longer canon, Bane finally made an appearance in what would be the final episode of the Clone Wars as a specter speaking to Yoda. Fun fact, Darth Bane was voiced by none other than Mark Hamill, our dear Luke Skywalker, marking his only vocal appearance in Lucasfilm animation thus far. Darth Maul. The first apprentice of Darth Sidious, Maul was initially relegated to a couple of far too brief appearances in The Phantom Menace. Despite being an instant fan favorite, his time was cut short. Luckily, George Lucas decided to bring the character back on Star Wars The Clone Wars, tasking showrunner Dave Filoni with the difficult job. Filoni used the sheer power of hatred and the dark side to piece Maul back together, first as a junkyard spider creature, and then restored to his true power. After some riveting Clone Wars adventures and a run of episodes on Star Wars Rebels, Maul met his true end, once again facing Obi-Wan Kenobi for his final battle in the truest samurai showdown the saga has ever seen. Darth Sidious. Darth Sidious was the mastermind who, after 1,000 years of planning, finally implemented this extremely long con, bringing about their ultimate revenge and the destruction of the Jedi Order. For that rise to the title of Emperor alone, Palpatine deserves a high spot. There's also the fact that he was master to not one, not two, but three of the others on this list, and there's a reason for that. Indeed, on the Clone Wars, we got to see Darth Sidious in action as he took down both Darth Maul and his brother Savage Opress with such skill and ease, literally laughing throughout most of the battle, that he made them look like rank amateurs. A master manipulator, Sidious is the purest Sith Lord we've seen in the canon saga. As ruthless as he is cunning, in the novel Lords of the Sith, Sidious had Vader cut down an entire village who had actually helped the Sith Lords purely because they'd seen him use his Force abilities. Evil. Darth Vader. Was there any doubt who'd be number one? Darth Vader was the first Sith Lord to whom Star Wars fans were introduced. A near specter in black armor and a wicked cape, Vader had a presence that was enough on its own to have the heroic Rebel Alliance and the evil Empire alike quaking in their boots. Well, except for Princess Leia.
Darth Vader, only you could be so bold. The Imperial Senate will not sit still for this.
While Darth Vader's initial ability to strike terror into the hearts of all around him with a single breath won us over, it's his tragic story, which ended in redemption, that puts him over the top as number one. From brash young Jedi Anakin Skywalker to his dark times as Darth Vader, to his redemption with the help of his son Luke, Vader's rise, fall, and rise again is the classic hero's journey, making him the top Sith Lord. Oh, who are we kidding? Like watching Darth Vader cut down those rebel scum at the end of Rogue One wasn't the coolest thing ever. Okay, we get the hero worship Kylo Ren. So that's our list. Which Sith Lord ignites your lightsaber? Let us know in the comments below.